Is it better to love than to not love at all? That is the question. It's been something that I've been really thinking about. I often struggle with when I know something is short term, I struggle with seeing the value of my time, my effort, and energy. And it's so interesting because as someone who has lived a lot of different places, I've lived in DC, in New Orleans, and in the Bay Area. I'm from the California Bay Area, so Oakland. I've lived in Brooklyn. I moved back to the Bay Area. And so I've lived many places in my life. And at times, for so in undergrad, I lived in DC and I lived in New Orleans for 2 years. Those I was clear, like I'm going to be here for this amount of time. Now, in the other places, I was not sure how long I was going to be there. And therefore, some of the things that I struggled with was, it takes effort and energy, meeting new people and then being vulnerable and figuring out like how you want to show up and do you and that person vibe. And not knowing how long I was going to be in a place led me to feel like, you know what? I'm just going to reserve this energy and effort. I have friends already. No new friends. Hashtag no new friends. But recently I had someone come to my church and she was there. I want to say she was here for like a work thing or seeing family or friends for maybe a month or two. And what I really learned from just observing her experience is even when you don't know how long something is going to be, how long an experience is going to be, how beautiful it is, even for that short time, to invest in that relationship. The laughter, the joy that you can experience, even for a short time, an undisclosed amount of time, how really valuable that is. And so I'm taking that into how I'm showing up and doing life. I recently, one of my best friends connected me with another of her friends that is in town. She's traveling in the medical field, and she was mentioning the very same thing. She's only here for a couple months, and we caught up, went to the museum a couple days ago, which was really fun, and just had a great chat. She's wonderful, super sweet. And I would have missed out on that exchange, on that opportunity to spend time with her if I was so focused on, well, girl, you ain't gonna be here for 3 months. Now, not even 1 month has passed, so 2 months. Why am I gonna spend time trying to invest in that? And I don't even know how long we are going to be in the same vicinity. So I'm so glad that I really see it as like, yeah, loving is beautiful, loving in all ways, friendship, family, romantically, the value of those experiences, not to allow the undisclosed amount of time to rob you from some beauty, a learning, some understanding that you didn't have previously. So I'm taking that with me. What do y'all think? Is it important to invest in a relationship or that you don't know kind of what the outcome is going to be? As someone who has ADHD, y'all, I'd be like, Lord, I want to see what's the end gonna be. What's the end gonna be? I know that song. Okay. I'm showing my ADHD right now. So, yeah, all to say, I'm leaning into that in every season right now, whatever this looks like, it's okay, no matter what type of relationships. And I like to hold on to things. I want to hold on to people. I want to hold on to circumstances because once I get the hang of the thing, I don't want to let it go. I don't want to do something different. Like, I get this. This makes sense. I've learned this person. I've learned this city. I've learned this job. I do not want to figure it out again. And yet, the life we live, growth really comes from being uncomfortable. It comes from being stretched. It comes from feeling in different areas. And I'm trying to surrender to that reality and say, Lord, have your way. Help me to trust, help me to learn, help me to understand what you want things to look like. I think maybe the question is not to love or to love at all, but it is what are you losing when you don't? I think part of our faith journey, and I'm using love as a very broad term here, but part of our faith journey, it requires us to plant seeds and not always see that thing bloom, right? We invest in certain places and we don't always see the immediate return. And so part of this loving or investing in something or showing up to a space and not trying to control the outcome allows us to be human, to laugh, to experience joy, to be surprised about something. And so I'm going to invite you to think, to journal, to process out loud or with a friend. And here are a couple questions I'm inviting you to ponder on. Number one, how does my fear of impertinence show up in how I lead, mentor, or invest in others? Number two, where am I withholding love because I'm afraid of the ending? Eek. Okay. You know that TikTok? Yeah. Lord. Number three, where might God be inviting me to love or lead without needing certainty or control? I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna go sit with those things. Certainty is something that I crave. I struggle when I don't have it, when I don't know what the outcome is something is in business, in my personal life. It is hard to even imagine that it can be good, but the word tells me that it is good and guarantees that no matter what, the Lord will work it out for my good. And so I've had to walk in that pretty excruciatingly in the last couple of months to trust the Lord to show up in ways when I can't understand or fathom exactly why or how something is happening. So I'm inviting you to reflect on those very things. Please share it below, and we can have a wonderful conversation about it. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining me on Before You Lead Them.